Welcome back everybody! This is the Batrazzi All-Terrain Track Set. It fits the FCX24 family and the FCX18 family. Today I'm putting it on both of my trucks, the blue Mystery Mod and the K10 Stepside. As you see here, I have assembled it already and it looks really awesome. And I will be showing you how to assemble it, what's in the box, what the whole set comes with, and what to look after to get it to work as perfectly as it can. So let's get into the product overview. Let's go! And the track set sells in pair, so to get the full set you have to buy 2 different boxes. And in the box you get the assembly instruction. And here you get some background. Pause and read if you want to. And then you get an exploded view of the entire track and also the individual parts. And here you can see an exploded view how to assemble everything, because inside the box you get four tabs that has a correspondent corner, so to say. So here you can see that the left front wheel connecting mount wants number 2, and the right front wheel wants number 3, and the back wheels wants number 1. And as the exploded view tell you, you get number 1, number 2, and number 3, and number 1. So this helps you to assemble everything. And then you get the step-by-step instruction how to uninstall your tire, how to install the chain belt seat, and then the track removal method, because when we're gonna install the track itself you have to remove the track from the assembly to get the drive wheel out, and then you can assemble that on your hex on the vehicle, and then you mount the drive unit on the drive wheel. And the last step is that you mount the track on the assembly. But as I say, I will be showing you in detail how to assemble everything, so you can do it by yourself. And we have 2 different methods to remove the track. And I will go over that in the install. So it's a quite easy process to assemble everything. And as I say, you have a very good instruction that you can follow along. Yeah, and you get some spare parts, you got some collets, you got a few screws here, and a few pins for the track. If they get bent or come loose in somehow, so you can fix it. Alright, that's overview, what's inside the box. Let's go over the install in detail, so let's go. Alright, let's start with the blue Mystery Mod. Wheels come off first, the standard hex removal, so you get into the normal axle here. So the first step is to get the right tab, and on the front left it's number 2. So the outer portal covers normally screw in with a 2x6mm screw, and the kit comes with a 2x8mm screw that you screw on instead. So we take out the 6mm screws and then take the tab that is needed for this corner, and then just screw on the 8mm screws. And be sure not to over tighten this screw, since we are screwing into the plastic. So just a gentle hand, don't use brute force, just feel when it gets tight, and then it's alright, then it will never come loose. Alright, so now we have the tab. Next step is to remove the track from the assembly. All the tracks come fully assembled in the box, and they come as you see here. So the first step is to remove this center cap, like so. And then you take a 2mm cross screwdriver and loosen this small screw for the idler wheel. So when you have unscrewed that one, I think this is the best method to remove the the track, and that is to take the idler wheel and put it on the up position, and then you can just very easily take out the whole assembly, and then you have the track on the side. So now we have the drive wheel free. So now instead of bolting on the tire, we put on the drive wheel. And one thing to note here, I normally use brass hex for my normal driving with the normal tires, but since they are a bit wider than the standard plastic hex, if we use them, the assembly gets a bit skewed when we're tightening down the collets that holds the assembly in place. So when the hex is wider, this part, the center part, is a bit further out than normal. When we tighten down the collets, these standoffs is shorter than the brass hexes. So then everything is a bit skewed. And when it's skewed like this, you put a lot of force on the stub axle and it doesn't function as smoothly as it should be. So use the standard hex for this application. Alright, put on the drive wheel like this, and then you have the stub axle or the wheel nut that you just screw on outside of the drive wheel, and then you take your normal wheel wrench, and like that you have tightened down the wheel nut. So now you take the assembly, put it on like this, you take the center cap, and I think this is a good step to take. Just use some medium thread locker and screw on the center cap, because if you were to lose the screw and the center cap, I don't know how it will be hold on then, because you have to do some makeshift wheel hub or center cap to hold everything on. So use a medium thread locker that can be unscrewed in the future. So don't use a red Loctite that never comes off, then you have a problem. Alright, now we have the assembly on, and then you take your track again, idler on the up position, put in the idler wheels, and on with the track like this, and then you just fold down the idler again, and then you have mounted the track. Very easy. So now find the hole for the idler, and since this is a very small screw, don't over tighten this one, also in the plastic. So now the final step is to mount the collets in these two holes. So these two collets make it so the whole assembly is tight and will not rotate around the wheel or the wheel axle. Easier said than done, apparently, like so. And the collet length is made in that way, so when it's all tightened down, the assembly can move freely. So tighten down the second screw, and when you feel the screw gets a bit tight, then you are finished. Alright, so this is the final assembly. First step, remove the screw, idler wheel in the upwards position, take off the track, remove the center cap, put on drive wheel, and then put everything back. And the final step is to take the idler wheel, put it in the down position, screw back the small screw, and then tighten down the collets. So now we have a finished assembly, and then you do it on all four corners. Alright, that's it. The first, I will be trying to drive it on the bench just to see how the gearing is, or how the wheel speed is with the tracks on. Is it slower, or is it turning quite fast, so to say? So let's see, you and me together for the first drive, like that. Okay, are you ready? Let's get in the high gear. Alright, let's go. Okay. I think it will be a quite fast vehicle. Alright. Enough is enough. So, on soft ground, this is where the tracks makes the most sense. The contact area is obviously massive compared to the normal tires. You can see the truck just float across surfaces that would bog a wheeled setup. Alright, enough rambling, enough mounting, enough talking. I will be driving this on a sandy beach. I will be trying this out in a trail setup or in a trail environment with some different surfaces. And it will be really interesting to see how the brushless setup that is, as you see, it looks like it just wants to do a wheelie and get off. And then we get a bit more sensible brush setup. So it will be really fun to see how it compares and how it feels. So let's see you in the real world. Alright, the verdict and the final thoughts of the Batrazzi All-Terrain Track Set. As you've seen, it looks really good on both tracks, but I would say that the track's performance is leaps better on the K10. And I think it's because the wheelbase is longer, the truck is a bit bigger, and the brushed setup makes the speed lower. So it's more stable on the trail and on the rocks. The high-speed brushless setup makes the track setup quite prone to topple over. And also the wheelbase makes it so the K10's performance better. If you're already deep into the FCX18 and FCX24 ecosystem and you want something visually dramatic, yes, this is the upgrade. It changes the character and the truck completely. If you're buying your first upgrade part, start elsewhere. Brass weights, oil shocks and tires, those all improve performance in a more practical way. But if you already done those mods and you're looking for the next level, or if you just want the coolest looking mini crawler on the trail, the Batrazzi track set delivers. The link is in the description. FairRC sent me these, but I've been testing them hard and they held up. I have run these quite hard, I would say, and the plastic holds up really good. And especially when we are driving with a brushless setup, the wheel speed is a lot greater than with the brush setup, and as well, I have had no problems with the tracks itself. One question I'll leave you with: is this a setup that you could do by yourself, or is a wheeled setup more your thing? So that's it. I'm really pleased with the Batrazzi track set. It's a fun thing to get into. Although if you like the crawling on the rocks, the tire is the way. But if you want a fun trail truck, this is a good way to go. Although the center of gravity is getting a bit higher with the wheels, so the trucks get a bit more top heavy. Alright, comment, share, subscribe, like, do one of them, do all of them. I'm happy either way. So let's see you in the next video. Bye!